I'd like to wish you a peaceful and joyous Rohatsu. This week represents that day 2,500 years ago, when after sitting under the Bodhi tree, the Buddha saw the morning star and said, just this. That's what I feel in my heart is the meaning of this day. The Buddha tried many, many types of spiritual pursuit. He pushed himself to the edge. He tried this philosophy, that religion. And after all that, he just sat, saw the morning star, and said, it's all right here. And it's all right here for you too. To celebrate Rohatsu, this weekend, our Tree Leaf Sangha will have its annual 2-day, all online netcast Rohatsu retreat, which you can sit right from your home. If you don't have a Rohatsu retreat to attend, please consider to sit with us. You're more than welcome. Don't push yourself too hard. If you have a health condition, be careful. But if you can, sometimes it's good to sit a little longer, a little more focused, just wrestling with the me, myself, and I. And that's what we do on those 2 days. Our Rohatsu retreat will be netcast so that it fits from morning till evening in both the United States, North America, and much of Europe. It's recorded and live, which means that if you miss a live portion, you can catch up with the recording later. Same as if you were there at the time. And we forget distance too. We will have people sitting this Rohatsu retreat from Sweden, Mexico, Canada. I'll be here in Japan, and you can be part of it too. It features all the usual aspects of a retreat, oryoki, samu work, and lots of zazen. Oh, that's for sure. But you know, our retreats are for working people with families. And we have a special way of sitting our retreat. That's our retreat to nowhere to go but where you are in life. If you can, it's good to take a private, quiet time for yourself. Find a room where you can be just alone with us sitting, you and your computer and us all around the world, and just go right through and sit with us and practice with us. But what if life intervenes? And more importantly, what if you have a family to take care of? How does that work? That's what I'd like to talk about today. Well, to the extent you can, put life on hold. As I like to say, if the postman comes to the door and rings the bell, well, how important is it for you to get up and answer that door? If you have to, you have to. If you can take some time off work, great. If you can't, you can sit with our retreat at your next day off. Hopefully you have one. And in between, make your workday part of the retreat. You heard me right. In your mind, when you go to work, you haven't left the retreat. You're just taking it with you out into the world. Kind of a funny retreat. I call it a nowhere to retreat to retreat. When you can, come back into your room, have your quiet time. But when there's a family to take care of, what do? Well, you take care of them. If you can get your spouse to watch the kids for a while, all the better. But if you have to take care of the kids, that's all the better too. Let the kids run around the room. Let them be there with you. If you need to get up in the middle of Zazen to take care of them, do it, because I want to emphasize this. There is no disturbance. There is nothing broken about the retreat unless there's a disturbance in your own heart. We sit Zazen, we feed the kids. We sit Zazen, we play with the kids. We sit Zazen, we change a diaper, whatever we need to do. And if those times where the kids even take us away from our Zazen, we can either catch up later or, get this, make changing the diaper or feeding the kids our oryoki, our samu, our sacred ritual. In other words, if in your heart you do not see the slightest break between your daily life and the retreat, then there is no break at all. Just do what you have to do as a parent. Make your kids part of it and be with us in the retreat. You understand? Okay. But Rohatsu is a joyous time. I'd like to talk about also bringing your family into Rohatsu in another way. I'm a big advocate of taking some of our Buddhist holidays, like Rohatsu, and making them family affairs. Another one is Vesak, the Buddha's birthday, which is in the spring. Well, Rohatsu, I don't want to say it's our answer to all the other holidays that are going on this time of year. A Buddhist Kwanzaa, a Buddhist Hanukkah or Christmas. It's just a wonderful, wonderful coincidence that all these beautiful holidays happen about the same time. And, you know, I'm always one for one more holiday. I don't know what you celebrate in your house, but if you can, we have some suggestions I've linked to bring a few things to maybe get the wonderful message of peace, contentment, charity, loving kindness. Get that message across to our kids. Buddha knows you can't get too much of that into your kids. If you can get a good feeling, a good message into them, how wonderful. I'm not saying you have to force your kids to practice Buddhism. I don't believe in that. But you can create in your house an atmosphere where they see that there's something wonderful and peaceful that mom or dad is doing. Bring them in a little. Tell them the story of what the day means. And maybe someday in their heart they'll think, oh, that's what mom and dad was into back then. Maybe it's good for me too. Who knows? Maybe someday they'll think that. But in the meantime, we have some recommendations, little things to do, some charitable activities. Go out and hand some blankets to homeless people. It's cold out there. That's one thing. Go in the closet, see the old coats, the old clothes you don't need. There's someone out in the world who can use those. I encourage you. Make your kids help you because they need to learn charity too. Got my point? In any event, I wish you all a wonderful, peaceful, content Rohatsu. I'll see many of you at our Rohatsu retreat. You're all invited. And peace to you all. Shall we sit a little Zazen?